What's up everyone, and welcome back to Top 5 Central. Today we're looking at the top 10 houses you won't believe exist. Now before we even get into this video, I'm super excited to announce we'll be returning with weekly You Won't Believe Exist videos starting today. If you want to suggest our next episode, all you have to do is simply be subscribed and comment whatever you want to see for a possible shout out. This week we'll be shouting out our subscriber Dylan, so thanks for the suggestion, but anyways, with that said, let's get right into the video. Number 10. Okay, I think we've all heard the nursery rhyme about the old woman who lives in a shoe, but I bet you didn't know that once upon a time, somebody built it for real. Like, I'm not even joking, in 1948, a shoe salesman had it built, and apparently it's just stuck around, passing from owner to owner ever since. I mean, I find it pretty insane, because you could literally eat breakfast in the kitchen underneath the heel, or even sleep under the shoelaces, so it's a pretty awesome place to visit. Well, that is as long as you could deal with the fact that every inch of the place is covered in, you guessed it, shoes.
The shoe house is modeled after his high top work shoe. That's the one that's in every one of the windows, and that was his best-selling shoe that he had. The shoe house is 25 foot high, 48 foot long, so there's a little over 1,500 square feet inside. As we go through the shoe, you're going to notice a definite shoe theme inside here. When we took over 9 years ago, there were no shoes in here at all. And how many shoes we have in here, I have no idea. Maybe 1,000. We get the shoes from all over. I just can't explain it. I always tell everybody, I didn't pick the shoe house picked me.
Number 9. So most people have been told they're living in a bubble at least once or twice, but the question is, would you ever do it for real? If you said yes, then I have some good news and some bad news, as this bubble palace in the south of France is now totally up for grabs, but you have to shell out 300 million pounds if you want to get your hands on it. With that said, it does have 10 rooms, 3 swimming pools, and a theater for 500 people, so maybe you could split it with some friends. Number 8. Now, unless you're secretly either a mermaid or a hermit crab, you probably never thought about living inside a giant shell, but this house just might change your mind. These Seashell Apartments are up on Airbnb, so anyone could stay there, and if you don't mind the lizards, then it's pretty much like stepping into a dream world. I mean, literally everything is seaside themed. There's even a private pool to use as your very own ocean. Don't worry though, if you need something a little bit bigger, then the actual ocean is just 15 minutes away by golf cart. Number 7. Having your world turned upside down is usually a bad thing, but these guys in Taiwan apparently can't get enough of it, so they built an upside down house. I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like, a 3-story house with every table, chair, and bed stuck to the ceiling. Like there's even an upside down car in the garage. But yeah, obviously it's not a house you could live in, but it's still worth a visit just to see all the crazy little details or the mind-blowing pictures you could take.
Your eyes aren't deceiving you. The key to defying gravity hasn't been found. This is, perhaps equally unusually, an upside-down house. The 3-story house in Taiwan has been furnished with real-sized tables, chairs, and crockery. It even rather bizarrely has a car stuck to its ceiling. Hundreds of visitors have come to visit the American country-style home, the ideal photo op setting. The house is 334 square meters and includes a living room, a bathroom, and a garage, and took around 2 months and a hair-raising $600,000 to make. This exhibition certainly seems to be turning things on its head.
Number 6. So you don't need a huge house to be happy, but I think this might be pushing it just a little bit too far in the other direction. I mean, technically the world's narrowest house is an art project, and no one's supposed to live there for long, which is good because I'm pretty sure anyone permanently moving in would probably just lose their mind. Like, even the widest part is only 112 centimeters across, and even though it has everything you would need in a home, it's not exactly built for comfort. A good tip here is that if a house is on stilts and you need a ladder to get into it, living there is probably going to test your patience.
This is the world's narrowest house located in Warsaw, Poland. Yes, the gap between the two buildings. It's a real house. When you enter through a door that's about as wide as the house itself, a staircase leads up to the second floor of the residence. The structure is about 120 centimeters or 47 inches at its widest point, and 71 centimeters or 28 inches at its narrowest. Feels restrictive? Well, that's the intention, so invited guests will know what it feels like to live in a surrounding that restricts your every motion. The project's PR manager, Maciej Kowinski, has already spent a few days here.
Number 5. Honestly, I think we've all been there as a kid when you want to go outside and skate, but the weather is just too bad. Well, the sensible thing to do would be to wait for the rain to stop, but these guys went one step further and made a house where every inside surface is skatable. I mean it, like even the bed and the kitchen islands can be used for skating, and every room is basically just one giant half pipe, so you can pretty much go wild. With that said, I'd probably stay away from skating at the dinner table because skating and eating always ends in a disaster.
Hello, my name is Gilles Lebon de la Pointe, and I'm the designer of what you can see here, the Pass House, an house you can skate inside, a mix of livable area and kind of a skate park ramp. Actually, we are in the prototype, like a 100% scale of a real dream for a skateboarder. We try to basically see how the skateboard can influence the design and the lifestyle today. We are all skateboarders now, but we still have the idea to follow the dream.
Number 4. Now some people can't make themselves at home on a plane even if it's just for a few hours, but this guy decided that he wanted to do it forever. Now the answer to your question is no, he wasn't stranded on a desert island and forced to call the wreck of his crashed plane home. He just thought it would be a waste to let such a huge ready-made space get destroyed, so he turned it into his new crib. With that said, it's pretty basic, but it's easy to get jealous when you see how much space he has to himself, and it looks pretty cool from the outside too. Best of all though, there's no turbulence, so it's surprisingly easy to get a good night's sleep.
I'm Bruce Campbell, and you're inside the cockpit area of my 727 home. I can appreciate that some folks might feel a bit isolated or that it might simply strike them as an unusual living environment, but for me it's always felt completely natural. Entry is via the aft air stairs, which are retractable and are retracted whenever I leave for an extended time. The aft area of the aircraft now is my living space. My very primitive shower is located there. The 2 natural aft lavatories are both functional. Sleeping quarters.
Number 3. Now when a city is doing well, normally they celebrate by throwing a party or inviting a celebrity to cut a ribbon, not by building the biggest to scale instruments in the world. With that said, this giant piano and violin building in China might be the prettiest house on this list, and if not, then it's definitely the most romantic. What's kind of funny is apparently I'm not the only one who thinks so either, because so many people want to get married there that the piano house even has a dedicated space for weddings. As if that wasn't enough, it lights up at night, so you can stand out 24/7, making it such an awesome place to live. Number 2. Now I'll be real, I can't actually imagine anyone living in this next house, so leave me a comment down below if you think you could handle it. Anyways, this treehouse doesn't have any rooms, doors, or walls. Instead, everything is set out on a variety of platforms, all connected with ladders and stairs. Now I know what you're thinking, so don't worry, there are like curtains in places like the bathroom, but that doesn't change the fact that everyone could hear everything that's happening in the house. Not only that, but it's literally made of glass, so everyone outside could see in as well, which kinda sucks if you wanna have some privacy. Number 1. Now so far science hasn't figured out a way for us to abandon land and live under the sea full time, but I think this might be a pretty good second option. Like I know the Casa Brutal sounds pretty intimidating, but it's actually quite luxurious. I mean it's built for 6 people and even has a rooftop pool looking directly out into the sea. In fact, the whole building is built into the side of a cliff, so you're super hidden and have a ridiculous amount of privacy unlike our last spot. Now the good news is there's pretty much no way to get more peace and quiet, but whoever you're living with will basically be your only company, so definitely don't bring someone who you find annoying. And there's our video on the top 10 houses you won't believe exist. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe so you see whenever I upload a video. Also, if you have your own top 5 or top 10 idea, feel free to use your extremely handy form in the description to submit it. With that said, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.